What's going on, guys? This is like my fourth take of this video because I feel like it's such an important notion that I really want to touch on here, that I really want to make sure I get this I really want to make sure I get it clear. So to start off, what I want to talk about is the notion of, above all else, be a man. Right now, being a man is something you can take pride in, no matter where you are in your life. You know, if your career isn't going well, if your relationship isn't going well, maybe even if your health isn't even going well, right now you could still take pride in being a man. You know, as long as you take ownership, and that's what part of being a man is taking ownership over the weak areas of your life and doing something to move forward without being attached to the outcome. And this is why I think it's such an important piece of the puzzle. Reading a lot of Nassim Taleb's work made me realize just how complex life can be. You know, business success, people want to sell you fucking 10-step plans and all this to starting your little business empire. People want to sell you all kinds of shit to make you believe that you too can accomplish this big thing. Well, I'm here to tell you that for every guy that builds $1 million business, there's fucking 10,000 of them, maybe more, that are sitting at home watching, you know, sitcoms, eating sardines because they tried starting a business and it didn't succeed. But a lot of these gurus, they won't tell you that. They won't tell you your odds. You know, I know this one guy, he was ex-special forces, supposedly. And he told me that when he went to Lebanon and he was fighting there, I think in the 90s or whatever, 80s, he said that the commanding staff told him and his fellow soldiers that the fatality rate was like 80%. Or I think he might have said life expectancy on the battlefield was like 2 minutes. Like the second you get to that front line and you get out of your fucking Humvee and you start, you know, popping off shots or whatever, once you're in that kill zone, your life expectancy is about 2 minutes, right? That's a fucking hard pill to swallow. And that's the same thing that businesses and all kinds of aspects of life are. If you're somebody that watches Dan Bilzerian, for instance, that's a perfect example. You know, he's that big Instagram celebrity, has all these girls with him on all these photos, you know, jacked, totally ripped, handsome dude, has like 1 million fucking girls, you know, total alpha douchebag kind of guy. Went through SEAL training, didn't become a Navy SEAL, but I think he says he's a SEAL, whatever. For every fucking guy like Dan Bilzerian, there's millions that you know aren't anywhere close to that. But you know, there's gonna be some guys that are selling programs on self-improvement that'll make you think that you could be just like that. You could be like this too. You know, the point I'm trying to make is that life is uncertain. It's complex. Things can be taken away from you. You know, life isn't fair. Right now, there's little girls and boys getting fucking molested and raped all around the world as we speak. There's people getting shot, tortured, innocent people getting robbed, killed. All kinds of really fucked up shit going on that you can't even imagine. My friend was telling me about the rape of Nanking recently. He's Chinese, and he was like talking about that. So the point is, yeah, these are all factors we can't control. And I think it's in your best interest as a man to realize this sooner than later. And instead, ask yourself, what can I control? What can I take pride in right now? And that's why I'm making this video, because I'm telling you that you can take pride in being a man right now. You know, maybe not all of you can feel that proud about your current level about your current state of masculinity. Maybe most of you feel like you're still a boy, like you're still, totally fucked up and screwed up. Here's the thing, so am I. I'm fucked up and screwed up, in so many different ways. I can barely count. But what makes me a man is the fact that I do my best to take ownership over that and to correct those mistakes, to correct those areas of my life. But here's the key difference: without being attached to the outcome. Because once again, we're not talking about solving externals over here. We're not talking about being attached to things going well. Right now, once again, my health, my career situation, my relationships, they can all be taken from me, in some horrible ways. Some of my best friends might betray me. Some of I'll find out I have cancer tomorrow. Maybe my career will fall through. I also have a lot of inherent weaknesses: lazy, undisciplined, not that great at prioritization and execution. I have a whole bunch of flaws that I'm working on. Maybe it'll take me way longer than expected to finally correct them. But what makes me a man, once again, and something I can take pride in right now, is the fact that I'm on this path and that I'm just moving forward. It's taking ownership over your decisions and then doing your best to kind of improve that decision making over time. It's waking up in the morning. For me, this is sort of like a more unique way of how I see masculinity. But for me, it's waking up in the morning, doing some push-ups, doing some burpees, getting the blood flowing, reading some stoicism, sitting down in meditation and quieting my mind so I can be less emotional and less reactive throughout the day. It's wondering and prioritizing my day. I don't always succeed at it. In fact, I mostly don't. Sometimes I'll plan all these things I'm going to do and then distractions come in, and it's a skill. Actually planning and executing, that's a skill, and it takes a lot of refinement because it's not that easy. There's a lot of shit that'll pop up, and next thing you know, you'll be rationalizing, checking your phone, doing this, doing that, But it's doing that process, It's going to the gym. It's lifting some fucking weight. It's letting some facial hair grow out once in a while, man. And feeling, because women don't have this, right? I shaved today, so. But even shaving, it's eating a fucking juicy steak. It's having a beer with your boys and talking about some productive shit. It's looking at your career situation and going, what the fuck am I doing? How do I improve this? It's also realizing, hey, I'm fucked up. I got a lot of, bad qualities. I got a lot of shit I need to work on. Like, let me be honest about that. Let me really look at it. It's, being a man to me is also looking at things objectively to the best of your ability. You're not always going to be fully objective. Just forget about that. But you can practice detaching from the situation so you don't get all scattered and emotional, right? Women, they're more, they're in our society and in primitive societies, in all societies, women are allowed to be emotional. In fact, we like that about them. In fact, they have hormones that make them more prone to be emotional. And I'm fine with that. But men, we're not allowed that. And that's good. It doesn't mean we can't honor our emotions. It doesn't mean we can't have emotions. It just means that to be a man, the way that you have to relate to yourself is kind of different. You can't indulge in your emotions. You can't let them be your fucking guiding force through life. And this is a subject that has a lot of nuance, and I don't want to get too deep into it. But to me, being a man is being able to detach from a situation and really look at it objectively and not be afraid to go there, And sometimes if you're dealing with other men, that means calling them out for being emotional. That means looking at the situation and being critical of them. Like, hey, especially in business. This happens a lot. Somebody might be talking up a storm. If you're a fucking nice guy, you'll just be like, yeah, because you're all about appearances. You're all about taking shit at face value. If somebody strokes your little emotional ego, you're happy. It's because you don't have the balls to look at the situation objectively and really analyze it, because you're so used to just being rewarded for being a bitch. So these are all aspects of masculinity that you can control right now. You can come home at night on a Friday and maybe all your friends are fucking out being belligerent, doing drugs, and you're like, you know what? I don't feel like I'm gonna be a better man by doing that. So you know what you do? Maybe you do some of your own drugs. What I mean by that is maybe you just have a fucking beer and put on a mafia movie. You don't go belligerent, you just have a beer. And you just watch that shit, These are all moments that I feel are kind of masculine. They have a unique kind of tinge to them that feels masculine to me. I guess this is more of a cultural thing in some ways, but there's an underlying sentiment that I feel like most men can relate to here. Jack Donovan talks about the 4 tactical virtues: strength, courage, mastery, and honor. I feel like those are pretty good virtues that you can't go wrong with, really. Even if you tried, you just can't go wrong with that. So consider that a bedrock, and also something that can't be taken away from you. It's something, obviously your health, your sense of mastery, these things can be sort of taken away, but it's ultimately something that you can still be a man and you can still try to pursue them a little bit each day. And just in that pursuit is what makes you a man. It's not having achieved Mr. Olympia status. It's not having achieved, top professional certifications that makes you a man. It's just the process of moving forward in that direction with integrity. So yeah, that's really what I just wanted to share with you guys. It's just this distinction of the fact that right now, being a man is something you can take pride in, and it's something that no matter where you are in life, you can have. And it's something that, to me, honestly, I think it's my number one value in life, is to just be a man. Like, I care less, or I'm trying to train myself to care less about anything else. First, be a man. Then worry about your career. Then worry about, things with your relationship. Because I think it's wiser. Because you start to see that these are things that can be taken away from you at any time. It's not like I'm not trying to achieve them. It's not like I'm not paranoid about them not working out. No, I am. I'm trying to achieve these things. But I'm trying to derive less identity from them. I'm trying to identify more in what can't be taken away, so that I'm grounded in that. It's like a safe room in your house. It's like made out of iron. It's bomb-proof, bulletproof, fireproof. It can't be taken away. And honestly, if I can live my life like that and just be a man from now until the end, hopefully dying honorably, or in my old age, whatever, that to me is a life well lived. I would rather my fucking gravestone say, first and foremost, he was a man. Then put my accomplishments and shit. Like, I care more about being a man than I do about he had a great family, he fucking achieved this, he made all this money. Because what are all those things if you're not a fucking man first? So that's my current mindset right now. And I believe that this is the right way to see it. And I think this is a very conducive mindset to long-term mindset development. So, above all else, be a man. Peace.